This is the introduction to your first part of your independent study, and we're eventually going to build upon this to create a final paper. However, it isn't necessarily a paper that you may have practiced before. It's a literature review, it's not an essay. I think there's a lot of benefit to writing one of these. And it's your goal here is to find a wide base of knowledge on a given topic. And then you're going to critique, analyze the source, the reliability of the research, and then you're going to link it to the course in some way. So your first task then is to pick a topic. And although I'm not sure if I'm too old to say it, it's old school, but this is kind of an old school method, and I give you the topics. But I would think there's 39 topics in total, and so look these over. Then you're going to go to this website, and this is just a Google document, and you're going to sign up for one of them. Okay, so if we had Fred, Fred would sign up for that one. This is just a way so we get some diverse views on different topics, and ultimately so I don't have to mark 68 papers on the influence of social media. I think I might get a little tired of that. So sign up, and that will save, and then you'll have your topic. So this is going to be your topic for the rest of the year. So hopefully you'll have something that interests you. Okay, so the next part is I'm going to show you how to actually write a literature review. And so anyways, this is due on Wednesday, March 19th at 11:59. That's p.m. in the Dropbox. And you've done Dropbox assignments already. And we've been noticing some issues with Pages. If you're using it from an iPad, sometimes they don't work. So the best is to save it as a doc file or a rich text file. All right, so your task here is take your topic, and you're going to find 5 academic sources. These could be newspaper articles, journal articles, they can be books. I would not read 5 books for this. That's more work than you have to do. You could have 5 newspaper articles, that's fine. You're looking for reliable sources. So you're going to describe, summarize, and evaluate each source using social scientific thought. Okay, so you should exhaust. Now, not everyone is going to have this EBSCOhost site, but each of your home schools should have a subscription to some sort of journal database. This is what we use in Renfrew County. So if you click that, it should give you a link on how to do that. And I gave you the password for out-of-board students, so you can use that. News sites, TorontoStar.com, Ottawa Citizen, CNN, CTV, CBC are all, in my opinion, credible sources. You could try Google Scholar, that might work. In terms of Wikipedia, it can be a last resource. Some profs, I know some teachers are so against it. I'm starting to become okay with it because it probably has just as many editors as any old school, said it again, textbooks, and would have any type of bias, but no more than a textbook would. So I'm starting to warm up to the idea. And just remember that profs next year might demand sources they're no older than 5 years old. I'm not going to say that, so they can be from a long time ago, but just be prepared for that. And when I was in university, which is getting to be a long time ago now, my prof said no online sources. They had to be all newspaper articles. I'm not putting that on you. I just want you to be prepared for that. Okay, so each source will be written on a separate page using Times New Roman 12 font and double spaced. Please limit your report on each source to 1 page. At the top of each page, you will write your source's information in proper MLA form. Then you will proceed to write 3 paragraphs in each source, and I give you a level 4 exemplar from last semester. So you're going to put the source, almost like how you'd put at the works cited. I think I have a copy here, and I don't. Give me 1 second here. And sorry, I need to find Lit Review exemplar. Okay, you're gonna see here. This is how I would want. You're gonna put the source at the top, and so you put the author and wherever it's from. Some old school. Oh my God, I said it again. I'm sorry, and sorry for saying. I should say, oh my gosh. Anyways, I'm a little rattled. Put it in proper source here. Some profs are going to be really, really conservative and picky about this. First paragraph is summary. You've been running summary paragraphs for most of your high school life right now. Then the second paragraph is writing how it connects to the course. Your articles aren't necessarily going to say a psychologist would see it this way, a sociologist would see it this way. This is your independent thought. This is you making links to the course. If there's a challenge or a change within the article that they're talking about, that connects to the course. Then you're going to criticize the findings of the course and what they didn't consider. Or if it's really good research, you're going to say why it's sound research, why it makes sense. We'll practice this a little bit, critiquing articles shortly. Okay, let's get back to that. So, summary, link to social sciences or the course. Okay, you know how this appeals to how a positivist would see this article, how it appeals to challenge and change, how it links to sociology, how it links to any of the schools of thought, and then you're going to criticize the article. Okay. So therefore, this assignment will be only 5 pages long. 3 paragraphs per page, that is 15 total paragraphs. So this shouldn't be too overwhelming. I think the temptation will be to leave this till after the March break. I think that's very dangerous. I'd prefer just for you to kind of get away and not do any academic work over the March break and actually have a break. So either try to get this done beforehand. It'll save you a lot. So here's an example that I just showed you, but it's in the D2L format. Okay, in the end you should peruse 5 pages that are similar to this. Here's a checklist. My assignment is 5 pages long. I have 5 sources annotated, which is just what annotating means you're describing the source. Write in the third person. This is going to keep it formal, and do not use contractions. I think that's from my English background, and it's just one of my pet peeves, I guess. I think writing out contractions in full form is more formal. MLA, APA documentation, so whichever form you like to use. Now, if you're confused with that, there is an app, I guess, or a website called EasyBib or BibMe. If you Google that, I've never used it, but some of the kids around here have used it and say it's quite good. And that might take away a lot of the pain of providing proper sourcing. Here's the success criteria and the rubric. All right, so maybe something you haven't done before. Find your work, find your 5 sources, summarize them, link them to the course, criticize their findings, and we'll criticize an article coming up. Thanks, good luck.